Hello friends, welcome back to Digitalk. And in this session, I am going to explain and show you the configuration template, which is also called the server template, which is a centralized mechanism of doing the configurations of the different managed servers within a cluster. It's a very important configuration, or you can say it's a very important feature in Weblogic. Okay, where specifically when we have a multiple servers in the Weblogic server clusters. Okay, so there are a lot of configurations of Weblogic that we do from the WebLogic consoles, okay, or using some scripts as well with respect to the WebLogic server, okay. And when we do this kind of a configurations, okay, so we have to do such kind of a configurations for each and every server. Okay, for example, if we have two managed servers in a cluster, if we are changing certain parameters for one of the managed server, the same parameter need to be changed for the another managed server as well. Okay, and specifically if we have a multiple managed servers in a cluster, then we have to repeat the same exercise for each and every managed server. Okay, so many time it is happened that it is get missed. Okay, where you may have certain some set of servers in the cluster running with some different configurations, and some of the servers are running with the different configurations. That could be due to the manual or human mistakes as well. Okay, and that specifically happens when we do the scaling of the managed server. For example, if I have configured my environment with 4 managed servers in a cluster, and tomorrow that we feel that okay, the load is getting increased, we need few more servers in the clusters, so we add some new more servers in the cluster. At that time, we miss lot of configurations. Those are already configured for the previously managed servers. Okay, for example, if I show you one configuration, let me show you what I'm talking about. Suppose that this is our domain where we have two managed servers are running in the cluster. If I click on the managed server 1 and I go to the tuning tab, right, so here you can see a lot of configurations are there, and one parameter is struct thread max time. So this value is 600 by default, right? So this, if suppose that we would like to change the struct thread max time value, okay, then we need to change this value for each and every managed server which we have in the cluster, right? Because if you will change it for only one of the managed server, okay, it will be applicable for only that particular managed server. For example, if I am changing this value from 600 to 500 for our managed server 1, okay, let me save this value. Okay, and then let me activate this. Okay, so now what we have done, we have changed the structured value, okay, from 600 to 500, right? But this value is only changed for the managed server 1. If you go to managed server 2 and look for the configuration here, okay, so this value here is 600. That means there are such kind of a multiple configurations in the WebLogic server that we do from the console with relate to the logging, then debugs, and then there are a lot of configurations are there. Health monitoring, server start, overload condition. Okay, we do a lot of configurations. That configurations need to be do for each and every managed server. We have to repeat it for each and every managed server, right? So now what is the feature of server template is, instead of doing such kind of a configuration for each and every managed servers, we can define a server template. The option is here, you can see in the clusters. Okay, so we can create a server template and we can assign a single server template to the multiple managed servers in a cluster. Okay, so whenever we need to do such kind of a configuration, so we have to change only for the template. Okay, and once you will change the value for a template, it will automatically be applicable for your all of your managed servers. So you don't need to do say such a similar kind of a configuration for each and every managed server, and you will not get into such kind of a problems where some of the configurations of the managed servers are different. Okay, so for showing this, okay, I am going to follow again this Digitalk lab guide. Okay, so now we have almost more than 32 plus lab guides with us. Okay, for the WebLogic, which include the step-by-step execution with a screenshot and explanations. Okay, and along with that, we have a 250 plus pages handbook, PDF handbook, which is specifically designed for the beginners and for the professionals. Okay, if you need all those lab documents, 32 plus lab documents along with the handbook, then you can write us on digitalk.fmw@gmail.com. It's available on bare minimum cost. Okay, we will send you the details, complete end-to-end details of that one. Okay, so let me begin with the demo how we can configure it. So the first is the about domain template, which I have explained to you what is the use of that one. Now how we can configure that one. So we have two use cases in that one. One is if you have already a domain already is running, okay, and then you want to change, you wanted to apply the server template. And second, if you are configuring a new domain and at that time you want to apply the server template. right? So for that one, let us take a first case where you are configuring in a running domain. Okay, so let me show you where exactly we do configure it and how we configure it. So as I said you, this server template need to be configured here, which is inside the clusters. So inside the cluster you will have a tab called server template, and here you have to define the server template. So once server template is defined, we can assign it to the managed servers. Okay, so let me click on manage server 1. So here you can see that template which is no value specified. That means as of now we don't have specified any template for this particular manage server. If I click on the manage server 2 as well, it is also saying template is no value specified. Okay, that means whatever the configuration changes we are doing for manage server 1, the same we have to repeat for the manage server 2 as well, right? So let me do one thing. I have shown you some configurations where I have changed the value of my struct thread count. So let me revert it back to the 600, okay, from 500, which I have changed some time back, and then let me activate the changes. Okay, so now I have reverted back, so I have to restart my manage server. So let me restart my manage server. Let me first force it down. Okay, that's this is why I'm doing is that because I want the information or the configuration to be consistent. Okay, which I'm going to show you. So let me shut down it and let me restart my manage server. Okay, it will take a minute of time for starting, and in between let me go back and to this document and let me show you what we are going to do here. So if we are doing it in a first case, we are configuring in a running domain. So first we have to create a template, right? So one template is created, we have to assign this template to cluster. Okay, after that we have to assign this template to each and every managed server, right? And then you need to restart your servers, and then you can update the configuration, and then you can validate if we are changing the configuration parameter at the template level, whether it is getting reflected for each and every managed server or not. Okay, so let me see if my server is running or not. Okay, so now server is running. So now let me show you, if I go to the tuning tab and let me see for the structured max time, which is 600 for managed server 1 as of now. Okay, and let me click on manage server 2 as well, and let me see the value. This is 600, right? So we have a stuck thread max time value 600 for both servers. So as of now, when we do not have a template, if we wanted to change this value, we have to go to each and every managed server, and then we have to change this value, right? So now what we are going to do is we are going to define a template, and then we are changing this, we'll change this value with the help of template at one time, and it will be get reflected for both of our managed servers, right? So let me create a template. Let me give it a default name, server template 0, right? So now you can see that template is created, right? So after creating the template, the second option is we have to assign the cluster to this particular template, because we are going to assign this to a cluster. So click on this particular template. After that, inside the cluster option, select the cluster of your managed servers and click on save, right? So now again see back the configuration of template. So we have this template is ready, and we have assigned this template to our cluster. Now activate the changes. Okay, so now we have a template which is assigned to the cluster. This is the first part is done. Second part is we have to assign this template to each and every managed server. So let's go back to servers. Click on your first managed server, then click on lock and edit, and click on the change tab of this template. Okay, click on change, and here you have to assign the template which we have created. Okay, similarly you have to do it for the second managed server as well, where you have to change the template value to the template that we have created. Okay, so now it is reflecting for 2 as well, because we have changed it for managed server 1 and we have already assigned this to cluster. So it is getting reflected for both of your servers. So let me show you again. This is our first managed server. The template is server template 0. Now if I go back and check for the managed server 2, the template is server template -0, right? So let us activate the changes. Okay, so now two items must be restarted. That means we have to restart the managed servers. So what we have done so far is we have created a template, right? After that we have assigned cluster to the template, and we have assigned template to the managed servers, right? So this is completely explained in this document with the screenshot with the step-by-step information. Okay, and now let us restart our both of our managed servers to get the change reflected. Okay, let me force shut down the server. Okay, it's going to take a couple of seconds. Servers are down, so let me restart the servers. Okay, it will take couple of seconds to restart my servers. Till then, let me go back to the document and let me show you what we've done so far is that we have completed these are the steps and now we are restarting the servers. After that, what we have to do is we have to validate the changes. We have to update the configuration and then we will validate whether the changing of value at the template level is really getting reflected for both servers or not. Okay, so for that we are going to change the structured max time again and then we will see that if it is reflecting for both servers or not, right? And after that the second part is for a new domain. If you not have a running domain, then first you have to create a domain. Okay, and once your domain is created, so during the configuration of the domain, during the creation of the domain with the help of configuration wizard, we get a option called server template. Okay, and most of the time we skip this part. Okay, so here you have to assign the template. Okay, you have to create a template just like we do other configurations. We create the manage servers, clusters, right? We define all of the configurations. So when you are on the server template screen, you have to create the template as well. Okay, so once this template is created, you have to follow the same exercise what we are doing right now. So this template will be created for you from the configuration wizard. After that, you have to assign this template to your cluster, and after that, you have to assign this template to your both or all of your managed server. That's it. So whatever we are doing right now, right? So let me see, now the servers are up and running. Okay, so now we have two managed servers in the cluster and we have assigned the server template to both of the managed servers. So now instead of doing the changes at server level, what I will do, I will go to server templates. I will click on my template that I have created. Then I will go to tuning tab. I will click on lock and edit and I will change the structured time value to 500. Then save and then activate changes. Okay, so it's not a dynamic change. So what I need to do, I need to restart my both of managed servers. Okay, then this will going to be reflected. So let me again go back and restart my servers. Okay, let me force shutdown and then let me restart. Okay, so now what we have done here, now we have changed the stuck thread max time value in the server template, right? Not for the direct managed servers. So this is our server template, and inside the server template we have a similar tabs that we see inside the servers as well, right? These are all the similar tabs, but there would be a less kind of a configuration in server template because it will show you all the configurations which is applicable for each and every managed server, right? It will not show you the configurations which is applicable for each and every particular managed server separately. So whatever the configurations that the tab you are seeing, the configurations that you have been seeing inside this all these tabs for a server template, that means all these parameters are applicable for all of the clusters in the server. So whatever the value that you are going to change here for this server template, it will automatically be applicable for each and every managed server in the cluster which we have assigned to this particular server template, and to each and every managed server to which we have given this server template inside the template option, right? So now you can see servers are running, and so now let us go back to each and every managed server and let me see if the configuration is reflecting or not. So I have first click on managed server 1. Let me go to tuning tab. So here you can see that the struct thread max time value is 500, right? Similarly, let me go back and check for the managed server 2 as well. The value here is 500, right? So what we have done, we haven't changed this value for each and every managed server. What we have done instead, we have changed the value at the server template level, right? And changing this value at the server template level is getting reflected for the each and every managed server which is running in this particular cluster. So similarly, if we have multiple servers in the cluster, so you don't have to repeat the same exercise for each and every managed server. You have to just change the value at the server template level and it will get reflected for each and every managed server. Okay, so this is one of the very important configurations that you need to be take care while you are provisioning or while you are configuring any domain for the any of your for any of your customers or for any of your environments, right? And the second is the straightforward, as I have explained. You have to create the domain, and once you are creating the domain, you have to select the template option and then you have to give a name for your template. Okay, and once the template is running along with your domain, okay, so once your domain is running up and running, access the console and then assign this server template to the cluster. Okay, after assigning this to cluster, you have to assign this to each and every managed server, that just like we have done in the case 1, right? And then you have to test the configurations whether it is working or not. Right, so thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for the next video.